Cool. All right, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. Holler if you can't see it. Thumbs up if we're good. All right, cool. So just a snapshot looking into the next 6 days. So tomorrow, again, is the Diamond Mastermind at noon, and crunch time for Thursday rank advancement. So I really think that this is going to be our week to start elite qualifications, which is big for everybody, because not only is it one more person hitting Diamond, which is an incredible accomplishment, but that means the 4 girls who already hit Diamond have to hold solid for another 6 weeks. It means me as a coach, in order to do elite qualifications for 5-star, I have to have 20 active coaches under me at all times. So there's a lot of pieces that have to fall into place for us actually to do that. So super big deal, and I'm just so proud that we're even talking about it. I mean, I think that that is incredible coming from where this team was this time last year, that you guys didn't even exist, really. I mean, there were a couple of girls like with a couple SC numbers, none of them which are coaching today. Like, it's just incredible. And then Nicole is hosting a coach meet and greet, which is just how she's marketing her like coach info session for this month. And I put that on there because she has mentioned that a couple of coaches do a couple of coach info sessions a month. More of an opportunity to say, oh, this one doesn't work, here's another opportunity for you to listen in. So I know we as a team have one next Wednesday at 8 o'clock, and that's still on as planned, and I'm very excited for that one. But I'm also going to take advantage of Nicole's this Thursday. So I was very selective in who I invited to this one this week, only because of like my second business center potentially opening next weekend and how I want to place that. So, but for me, I was like, oh, I'm going to mass invite to Nicole's. And if they tell me like, oh, I'm busy, or if they don't make it, then I can say, no problem. Like, we got another opportunity for you to join us on Wednesday. So feel free to use that if you want. Feel free to pretend I didn't say that if you want, like whatever you feel comfortable with. But I want you to know that I'm going to take advantage of Nicole's coach info session this week and ours next week. For this weekend leads us into halfway through the month, so definitely a good opportunity to bust out Success Club if you're not there by the weekend, so that you can spend the second half of the month, you know, growing your team and focusing on them and pouring into that area. And kind of setting yourself up for July. You know, my marketing plan is definitely starting to like lay out in front of me of like when I want to talk about stuff and when I want to invite to it, and like be strategic on, you know, when you start to talk about MDF and how you're going to talk about MDF and those types of things. So just keep that in mind. And for me, getting Success Club done and out of the way, like frees up mental capacity to then take on something else. So next Monday, the 3, you know, ongoing things, but I added in there that the 21 Days of Fit Bootcamp is kicking off officially. So that is a bot group that I have out there. Feel free to invite into it and use it, and, you know, let me know if you need to be an admin in the bot groups for that. I've already started posting prep week in there this week, and then the girls will officially start on Monday. Couple of announcements recognition-wise this week. So Alyssa, congratulations, our newest diamond on the team as of last week. And Elizabeth locked in Emerald on our team. She's not on, but that's really exciting. Success Club is a little bit slow this month, and that is like across the organization, not just our team. So I don't want anybody to feel like discouraged, like our numbers are a little bit down from where they have been trending. But I think we're just coming out of quarantine to some extent. I think people are starting to get back into normal. And if you really dive into like you and the work you've been doing, you know, has it slacked off a little bit now that, you know, it's getting nicer out, or, you know, just there's a lot of factors that can play into why Success Club numbers aren't quite where they were. It's not all you, it's not all them, it's probably a combination of all of it, you know, potentially. And then no changes to the Success Starter update board over there. I'm still waiting on our May official email on all of that. But something I wanted to talk about today was our new Coach University. So I've been spending a lot of time really, okay, I jumped ahead. Let me go back up. I'm just excited about that part. So free group for the end of the month is June 29th through July 3rd, that last week in June. MVF sample is going to drop on the 29th, which I thought was like a perfect opportunity for us to get it in that free group and even use it as an opportunity to invite into the free group. Like, hey, I've got this brand new program that's coming in July that I'm going to be doing. We're all going to be doing it together for the first time, a sample of it on Monday. Would you like to do it with me? And then that just plugs them into the full week. And we'll just start with MVF. I don't know exactly what time it drops. So as it gets closer, maybe we move MVF to Tuesday or something. You know, I don't want to screw up anybody's like chance at a morning workout. But I thought that was a really, really good timing for our free group and for the MVF sample. Even though with Angie's workouts, I feel like I know what I'm getting myself into to some extent. Like she's a sweaty mess burning over 200 calories every single time. So I'm like, what is this? So June boot camp, we already talked about, kicks off on Monday. So new Coach University. So I've been spending a lot of time like, why didn't it really work last time? Like we didn't really have a lot of engagement. What did we do? What can we improve on? Like how can we make this better? And I feel like I have this group of coaches that are phenomenal and go well together and lift each other up and have this camaraderie and just kind of know what to do. Like I don't even necessarily feel like I'm like hand holding anybody, and I feel like you guys don't even need me a lot because everybody's just kind of off running doing their own thing, which is fantastic. But I need to get that next group of coaches and get a system that we can bring them in and get them trained and get them running independently, right? And that's for your guys' downline and my next set of coaches and all of that. So I took a couple of new Coach University templates, one from Carly Lindor, some ideas from Sammy, just a couple of different ideas that I've gotten and kind of just been collecting. And I put together this 3-week mentorship outline. So I'm thinking that we still do it in just a chat pod, something casual, like, hey, you want to coach? Congratulations, here's our June new coach chat pod. But then the problem is I don't know where we would do live trainings at, like where we would go live to do trainings. So I'm thinking we're going to need the Facebook group as a place to drop things and drop trainings. I don't necessarily want it to be all dropped in there before they get started because I don't want it to be overwhelming. And then I was thinking like this type of schedule. So on Mondays, somebody on our team will go live about, and each week is a different theme. So this is just week 1. And then it changes a little bit with no expected activity on the weekend so that if they missed a day or a video or something, they can then go back on the weekend and kind of get caught up. Again, so nobody falls behind and we can try to keep everybody on the same page and hopefully rank advance by the end of this 3 weeks. Does anybody have any questions, comments, concerns? No. So I will ask in our chat pod for volunteers that want to help with that new Coach University. So there's going to be 15 opportunities to do a training, right? So some people can take 2. We've definitely got spots for everybody to take one. If you have a coach on your team that's really wanting to start coaching and you know, feel free to offer a spot to them. Even if it's on Wednesdays is like a pre-recorded training that I've already compiled a library of. So even if your new coach just wants to like make that post or make that, you know, they don't actually have to go live or do any training, but at least gives them an opportunity to kind of step into that coach role and post something and do that. So think about your coaches and who may want the opportunity to kind of take on that, and then we can put together a full schedule. But I'm planning to kick that off on the 22nd, since our new coach university will be on Wednesday, and then we can plug them in over the weekend and maybe talk vital behaviors a little bit over the weekend, something a little less formal, to get them started, and then officially the first training on Monday. So if you hate it, let me know in the chat. If you love it, you can let me know in the chat. I left this in here just in case anybody wanted to check a box off or just kind of see what the plan is or where they're heading next. I feel like you guys are doing such a great job of like casting your vision and knowing what you're heading for and what the goals are. Just a reminder that there's the Build Your Own Empire Push to Diamond group that is open to you and or your coaches to get to Diamond. The qualifications are they must be Emerald and they must be at SC4 by the 25th, which is Macy's birthday. I didn't pick the date, but convenient. So if you have anybody who's going to be pushing to Diamond or may want to be pushing to Diamond, just remember to like remind them of these qualifications and the dates. This is going to be a really, really exciting group based off of Jamie's template. So not one they're going to want to miss if they're trying to push for Diamond. Virtual vacay is coming up. We had 3 people on our team, in addition to me, qualify potentially for virtual vacay as long as they get through the qualification period. So that's really exciting. Teresa will actually lock it in on Thursday, and then she will be added into Jamie's chat pod for that. And then I wanted to just chat with you guys a little bit. I listened to a podcast today from Melanie Mitro, and I'm happy to share the actual podcast with you if you guys want to listen to the whole thing. But it was all about how do we bounce back after quarantine, right? Like things are starting to go back to normal. People are starting to maybe go back to work, or things are starting to shift and adjust. Daycares are reopening. Those types of things. And so she had some really, really good points on how to bounce back, because a lot of people go balls to the walls during quarantine, because what else do you have to do other than to work and watch television when you're stuck at home anyways? But yet when life starts to pick back up, then you start to go like, oh, well, maybe my job's not that bad, or maybe I don't need to be debt free, or maybe that extra money I was trying to earn isn't that big of a deal. And then you kind of push your goals to the side and you shift back into, reality and the easy side of things instead of pushing forward on your goals. So she said, like, get a clear vision of who you became over the last 6 months. What did you learn about yourself over the last 6 months about who you want to be, where you want to go, what extra money you want to make, what you want to do with that money. And then think about like June of 2021, where do you want to be? Where do you plan to sit in 2021? And what do you need to sacrifice now to make those big wins later? So for me, my post about this on social media was about it today. I don't even consider it a sacrifice anymore, but I choose to give up sleeping in and snoozing so that I can pour into my business in the mornings. And I choose to give up evening television watching and extra movies so that I can pour into my business, because I know all that time and energy that I do now is going to pay off so much in 3 to 4 years or 2 to 3 years. She also mentioned time, like as we can now go to events and be out in public and attend things and go to work, maybe go into the office, maybe coaching or your little side hustle that you have going, it doesn't fit in casually throughout the day. Now you have to actually find pockets of time and decide where you're going to put it. Am I going to get up early? Am I going to stay up late? Am I going to dedicate every day at lunch? I am busy. With who? Yeah. Sorry. She thought it was a good time to come interrupt. So where are you going to put this? And if it's bust out your planner and pencil it in and give yourself when am I going to do my workouts? Now that I'm, moving again and things are starting to happen, those are the first thing that a lot of times get shifted, right? Like, oh, I don't have time to work out, I'm back to work, or I don't have time to work out, I got sporting events to head to, or whatever the case may be. So just really be intentional with the time that you're planning on your business, because you've got goals, you've set goals, and those goals are attainable and reachable as long as you continue to push forward. Something she mentioned was be innovative. And I think that we already do all of that and hit the nail on the head. We took the opportunity when people were without a gym to offer free workouts and to take advantage of being able to help other people when they needed it most. So I think being innovative, we do as a team very, very well. The next point I thought was very, very important, and that is to be confident. That people have this limiting belief that people are laid off right now and they don't have money, and that I shouldn't invite them because they're not going to be able to do this with me. When really you're just setting yourself up for failure. And keep in mind that not everybody was laid off. Not everybody is struggling financially. Some people are getting all kinds of government assistance, or never lost their jobs, or never lost a beat, and are willing to spend that money, right? Color Street Nails was an example she gave. Like, nobody can get nails done. I'm sure that they are using the opportunity to say, look what you can do from home, right? And capitalizing on that. I don't know what my dog is barking at, sorry. And jumping on that opportunity to help people that are in need for their service. So you have to be confident in what it is that you're offering, and know that there are people out there that are wanting what you're offering and are willing to pay for it. And if you're not going to ask them and provide it for them, they're going to go find it elsewhere. So you just have to be 100% confident in what you're offering, and stop putting that glass ceiling on your head of whether or not you think they can or cannot afford it, or you should or should not ask. And then the last one was communicate. And that is like mainly within your household. So as things start to, shift back into this normal-ish, busy, hectic lifestyle that a lot of us normally live, that it's okay to ask for help. Like, yes, I'm home and I can bathe my girls and put them to bed every single night, absolutely. But if I ask my husband to do it a night or two and I can come grind out some work, then that eases the stress on everybody, right? It's okay to ask for help. Let me throw her outside.
Bosco is barking back. He's purring like a cat.
I hear her barking. Jordan took the girls out of the house, but yet left the dog in the house. The dog's barking, like, not helpful. Okay, so yeah, that was like a brief summary. Hers was a 20-minute podcast, and it was excellent. It was so good to listen to how you easily could just shift into, not working out, or not being conscious of your eating, or losing sight of your goals within your business, like everything that you've worked on over this period of time. And I know that like Mary and Angie are still going to work. And I know that a lot of us are still doing our corporate jobs from home. So it doesn't necessarily pertain to everybody in every scenario, but in most cases, we haven't been doing anything outside of work, right? You haven't been socializing nearly as much as maybe you would in a normal summer. So as that stuff starts to pick up, she said, are you going to work your business only when it rains? Or are you going to make sure to show up every single day so that in 2 to 3 years, you can wake up, grind for 3 or 4 hours before your kids get up, and then go play the rest of the day? Because that work-play balance is so important. And if you can get to a point that you can really work when you're going to work and play when you're going to play, your life becomes just this like beautiful rainbow, right? So I think I got caught up on our book club update today. It's like hard to track books, so I don't know where the 12-week year is right now. And I don't know what Celeste has. Tanya, was that you raising your hand? You have the 12-week year? Okay. And you have there's no plan B for your A game? She left me. I can't like update it really well on this computer, guys. So I will update that. And today's quote, the one that I found was, it's not about where you are today, it's about where you're going to be tomorrow. So it's really easy to just dwell on, you know, whether you had a good day or a bad day, or you slipped up, or you invited a lot, or you didn't invite, or you ate a pizza and felt like crap. But it's about where you're heading more than it is where you are in this exact moment. So just know that I think we've all got the recipe for success laid right out in front of us as far as our personal goals, our financial goals, our mental stability and strength. I think that it's like we've got it figured out, right? Like we know the secret solution to happiness, personal development, and pouring into yourself and all of that stuff is just going to make who we are tomorrow like the best person. And I think that that is so exciting. And this PowerPoint and that podcast really, like, my corporate job is like eating me alive right now, right? It is so much. My trainings are a lot. I've had to send my kids to daycare, but I like listening to that podcast and realizing that there's like a bigger vision and there's a reason why I'm doing this, and that we can be debt free if I continue to bust my butt. And that is like a benefit in itself. She said, maybe your goal isn't to quit your job and do this full time, but maybe you're trying to buy new furniture for your house, or maybe you're trying to do a remodel, or maybe you're trying to pay off credit card debt, or do Christmas with your family without putting any of it on credit card. Like, there are a lot of small individual why goals that are worth continuing the journey and pushing through the hard days and working after you just busted out a 12-hour day, right? Like, there are a lot of benefits to it, and it's just easy to lose sight of that, I think, when you have a hard day and you get complacent and think, I'll be okay, like, what's just a little bit of debt, or, you know, we didn't really need new furniture anyways. But instead realize that you're built and capable of so much more, and you deserve so much more, that it's worth those small sacrifices now to pay off in the end. So, does anybody have any questions about upcoming agenda or anything I shared today before I stop the recording and we can just kind of chit chat? I don't remember how to stop the recording.